Welcome back to Raccoon Tower. With the Division 2 being out for just about a month now, I want to look back and reflect upon the one aspect of the game that is intended to keep players interested, and that's the end game. The end game is achieved after you reach level 30. To sum it up quickly, you will then be given a specialization option. They are the pretty typical badass guns that you'd expect from a Ubisoft game. The first part is earning gear score. Gear score replaces your level, and your weapons and equipment will count towards your gear score. It's a simple system after you get your hands on it. One aspect, and the main topic that I will be focusing on today, is the occupied dark zone. This dark zone is occupied by the Black Tusk, but not only that, your gear score is not normalized. Whatever armor or health you have, is what you will take into the occupied dark zone. Also, there is no penalty for killing other players. However, dying does cost a significant amount of experience points towards the dark zone. In the background will be footage of another group of players getting the jump on us, and we managed to get away with all of our loot without losing it to the other agents.
I got my shit.
Now, with all of the added risk, you do get tons of loot as a trade-off. With the player skill and level playing a factor, this is very clearly endgame content, as someone who isn't a high level will most likely get swamped by other players running vectors and the likes. Some enemies clearly are pretty spongy, but I actually found that most of the time, with my gear score being just under 500, that the enemies felt balanced, and didn't feel overwhelming. I personally stay away from the occupied dark zone. Escape from Tarkov gets all of my adrenaline. The normalized dark zones do just fine, and I am glad they have something of the sort, because I really do enjoy some rather easy loot grinding. Another few perks are the fact that tons of materials drop, as well as the green specialty crafting components for the new project. I enjoy games that incorporate some level of a grind, it never bugs me. I always enjoy having a pretty decked out kit, as well as having fun playing. However, there is other content that catches my eye, and in my opinion is way more fun, and those are the invaded missions, and strongholds. But, I will now talk about some of the things that I really dislike about the occupied dark zone. Keep in mind, the normalized dark zones will get their own video, and I will explain in detail similar to this video as to why I enjoy those dark zones so much more. Lastly, there can sometimes just feel like there are so many enemies overwhelming you at times, it becomes to feel pretty like wave-based survival after some time. It only happens from time to time, and doesn't really distract me too much. The one part one hate the most are the other agents. With the occupied dark zone not penalizing players for PvP, that's exactly what goes on. Players aren't around every corner, however, so it doesn't feel like a senseless death match every single time a group comes into contact. I am not actually against PvP, I would just rather like to have the ambiguity of whether or not the player in the normalized dark zone will turn, or if they will just pass by. But PvP is rewarding as you aren't hunted like a 5 wanted star criminal. Hope everyone enjoyed this video. We have a couple new people who have been joining our little family. So, welcome everyone, and I hope you all stick around to help with my content. Give those little fur babies some shade, and have a great day.